fast cuts of a high-end engine being torn apart, a frustrated mechanic tossing a wrench, and a repair bill graphic showing $5,000 plus. Your mechanic has a secret, and it's going to save you 5 figures this year. Right now, there are 17 cars on the market that are literal financial landmines. I'm talking about luxury SUVs where a $50 sensor triggers a $5,000 teardown, and daily drivers that require a full engine-out service. Just for spark plugs. Data from the TUV and the Federation of Motorists is in, and the results are terrifying. If you're car shopping in 2025, do not sign those papers until you see this list. Here are the 17 nightmares your dealership is praying you never find out about. Starting our countdown at number 17, the Fiat 500X. It looks like Italian high fashion, but under the hood, it's a mechanical horror story. Mechanics call the 1.3 multi-jet engine a career ender. Why? Because while Fiat claims the timing chain lasts 150,000 kilometers, real-world data shows they're snapping at 60,000. To fix it, we have to pull the entire engine. That's a 14-hour labor nightmare costing you a minimum of $3,500. But it gets worse. The petrol versions suffer from carbon buildup so fast, Italian mechanics literally nicknamed it Il Disastro, the disaster. Between the 42% higher breakdown rate and parts that cost 4 times more than a Volkswagen, buying this car isn't a choice, it's a financial sentence. Think that's bad? Wait until you see number 16, because it makes this Fiat look like a bargain. At number 16, we have the Nissan Juke, the car that proves quirky styling can be a mask for a total financial meltdown. The second generation promised a fix, but instead, it delivered a CVT death trap. We're seeing a staggering 31% failure rate before these cars even hit 50,000 kilometers. That's a $4,500 bill waiting to explode. But here's the kicker. The manual says one thing, but if you don't change that fluid every 30,000, your warranty is dead on arrival. And that rattle you hear at startup, that's the timing chain guides disintegrating. Ignore it, and you're looking at catastrophic engine failure and a $3,000 repair. From ghost braking to infotainment freezes, this isn't just a car, it's a rolling electrical glitch. If you're thinking about buying one used, run, because the car at number 15 is even more deceptive, and it's sitting in thousands of driveways right now. Coming in at number 15, the Citroën C4 Picasso, the ultimate family car that actually eats family budgets for breakfast. It looks practical, but mechanics warn that owning one is like a subscription service you never signed up for. The automated gearbox is a disaster. The clutch actuator fails every 40,000 kilometers like clockwork, a recurring $1,300 nightmare. But the real bank account killer? The 1.6 diesel's DPF system. It clogs so often it literally suffocates the turbo, leading to a $2,500 replacement bill that over 2,000 owners have already reported. Add in rear axles that snap and air suspensions that leave your car limping lopsided, and you've got a money pit on wheels. If you think a French MPV is risky, wait until you see the luxury SUV at number 14. It's prestigious, it's fast, and it's the number one reason why wealthy owners end up in debt. At number 14, we hit the Range Rover Evoque, proof that a $50,000 price tag is just a down payment on a mechanical disaster. Mechanics actually charge a difficulty surcharge just to touch these. Why? Because the Ingenium engine is a ticking time bomb. Data shows a staggering 67% failure rate before 80,000 kilometers. We're talking about timing chains that stretch until your engine self-destructs, leaving you with a $9,000 repair bill. Even basic maintenance is a trap. Want to change your brake pads? That'll be $200 just for the software to release the brake. Want a new battery? That's another $150 for coating. From transmissions that shift like a sledgehammer to panoramic roofs that turn your interior into a swimming pool, the Evoque is a luxury nightmare. If you think this British beauty is expensive, number 13 is a German legend that's currently bankrupting its second and third owners. You need to see this. At number 13, we have the BMW X1, the car that promises German prestige but delivers nothing but high-octane repair bills. Don't let the badge fool you. The F48 generation is a ticking time bomb. Its timing chain doesn't last 200,000 kilometers. It stretches at just 40,000. If you hear that death rattle on a cold start, you're already looking at a $3,600 disaster. But the real wallet killer, the X-Drive transfer case. Its bearings literally disintegrate, turning your ultimate driving machine into a $4,500 grinding heap. Even the tires are a trap, run flats that cost 40% more and can't be patched. Hit one pothole, and you're out $350 instantly. Buying this used isn't just a risk, it's a financial suicide mission. But wait until you see number 12 because it's a household name that hides a secret so expensive, it'll make this BMW look cheap. At number 12, we have the Opel Vauxhall Crossland, the poster child for why budget SUVs are often a trap. Don't let that entry-level price tag fool you. This car is a mechanic's nightmare in disguise. The 1.2 PureTech engine features a wet timing belt that literally disintegrates into the oil, clogging the system and nuking the entire engine from the inside out. You're looking at a $4,000 rebuild on a car that's barely worth $20,000. But it gets scarier. The electric steering is known to die mid-drive, turning your wheel into a 3,000-pound dead weight. To fix it, the entire dashboard has to come out. Between the 7-week wait times for parts and transmissions that shift like a sledgehammer, the Crossland is a financial hole you'll never climb out of. Think this is bad? Number 11 is a car millions of people trust every day, but it has a secret flaw that can bankrupt you in a single afternoon. Stay tuned. At number 11, we have the Mercedes A-Class W177. The car that proves a 3-pointed star is no shield against a total breakdown. Buyers pay a premium for luxury, but they're getting a Renault-sourced disaster under the hood. We are seeing catastrophic head gasket failures at just 30,000 kilometers. That is unheard of for Mercedes. 1 minute you're cruising, the next you're facing a $4,000 repair bill for a car that's barely broken in. It gets worse. The dual-clutch transmission is so glitchy that Mercedes often suggests a full $5,500 replacement. And guess what? Your warranty probably won't cover it. Combine that with a state-of-the-art infotainment system that blackouts so often one owner replaced theirs 4 times, and you have a high-tech paperweight. But if you think Mercedes lost its way, wait until you see number 10. It's a legendary, reliable brand that just built a vehicle so fragile, mechanics are actually refusing to work on it. Cracking the top 10 at number 10, we have the Volkswagen T-Roc, the car that's single-handedly destroying VW's reputation for solid engineering. Starting at $29,000, this SUV is a financial wrecking ball. Its 1.5 TSY engine features a cylinder deactivation system that is fundamentally broken, leading to oil consumption so high you'll be pouring in a litre every 1,000 kilometers. VW calls it normal, but mechanics call it a $7,000 engine replacement waiting to happen. The nightmare continues with the DSG transmission. Units are failing so fast that workshops are replacing 3 a week just to keep up. And that cheap plastic water pump? It's a ticking time bomb that disintegrates without warning, nuking your entire engine in minutes. If you think Volkswagen dropped the ball, wait until you see number 9. It's a brand that used to be the gold standard of reliability, but their latest engine is a total catastrophe that's leaving owners stranded worldwide. At number 9, we're exposing Ford's absolute hybrid incompetence with the Kuga PHEV. Ford promised a green future, but delivered a $13,000 catastrophe. Mechanics are literally begging people to stay away because the battery cooling system is so flawed, it's a genuine fire risk. Imagine a battery replacement that costs more than a brand new car. That's the reality here. And don't get me started on the engine. It drinks oil like it's going out of style. And Ford's fix is just a software update that, get this, triggers transmission failures in 15% of cases. It's a software loop from hell that leaves your car bricked and your bank account empty. But if you think Ford is struggling, wait until you see the luxury icon at number 8. It's supposed to be the pinnacle of class, but it's actually the #1 car mechanics refuse to touch. At number 8, we have the Alfa Romeo Giulia, a car that seduces you with Italian beauty and then devastates your life savings. Mechanics call this the Heartbreak Special. The 2.0-litre turbo engine suffers from carbon buildup so extreme that your intake valves will clog every 20,000 kilometres like clockwork. That's an $800 tax you'll pay annually just to keep it running. But the electrical system is the real comedy of errors. We're talking about window regulators that die monthly and sensors that throw 47 fault codes at once just for fun. Even the legendary ZF transmission, which is bulletproof in a BMW, fails here due to horrific software. As the experts in Milan say, lease it if you must, but never buy it. Think the Italian nightmare is bad? Number 7 is a British icon that's so poorly built, insurance companies are actually starting to blacklist it. You cannot miss this. At number 7, we have the Renault Captur, a car that attracts you with a low price and then systematically dismantles your bank account. Mechanics in France literally have dedicated bays just for this car because they're always broken. The 1.3-litre engine is a joint disaster with Mercedes, suffering from snapped timing chains and turbo failures at just 35,000 kilometres. But the real financial killer is the EDC transmission. It slips, jerks, and dies by 60,000, leaving you with a $4,500 bill that Renault often refuses to cover, calling it normal wear. From hybrid systems that strand you in traffic to brakes that randomly stop working, the Captur is a total mechanical surrender. You aren't buying a car, you're buying a $25,000 headache. Think this is the worst of Europe? Number 6 is a legendary luxury brand that just hit an all-time low in reliability. If you value your sanity, you need to see this next one. At number 6, we have the Peugeot 208. A car so notoriously unreliable that French mechanics actually have a support group just to deal with the stress of fixing them. The 1.2 PureTech engine is more than just a bad design. It's criminally negligent. The wet timing belt literally disintegrates, sending rubber shrapnel through your oil system until the entire engine self-destructs. We're talking a $5,500 total loss by 40,000 kilometres. But it gets even more insulting. Peugeot's supply chain has completely collapsed. Imagine waiting 6 months for a simple part while still paying for a rental car. It's a financial trap with no exit strategy. If you think a French hatchback is a gamble, wait until you see number 5. It's a luxury SUV that's so expensive to maintain, it makes this Peugeot look like a piggy bank. Cracking the top 5 at number 5, we have the Jaguar E-Pace. A car that defines British luxury as a $45,000 invitation to financial ruin. Jaguar won't tell you this, but their Ingenium engine is a mechanical trap. The timing chain is buried at the back of the engine, meaning a simple fix requires a massive teardown. If that chain snaps at 25,000 miles, and it will, you're looking at an $8,500 death sentence for your engine. Experts warn every owner needs a $5,000 emergency fund just to survive the first 2 years. From electrical networks that crash randomly to sunroofs that turn your interior into a bathtub, the E-Pace is so toxic that insurance companies are actually refusing to cover them. You think Jaguar is bad? Number 4 is a massive SUV that families adore, but it has a hidden engine defect that's currently triggering a wave of bankruptcies. You can't afford to miss this. At number 4, we have the Jeep Compass, the car that tricks you with rugged American styling, but has the structural integrity of a wet cardboard box. Mechanics are calling this a total engineering failure. The 1.3 Firefly engine is a disaster. Metal shavings circulate through the oil until your engine literally grinds itself to death. We're talking a $7,500 replacement bill before you even hit 50,000 kilometres. But it's the build quality that's truly insulting. Door handles snap off and tailgates have been known to randomly fly open on the highway. One expert literally said it looks like it was assembled by drunks. Between transmissions that fail 3 times in a row and paint that peels after one winter, the Compass isn't an SUV, it's a $35,000 prank. Think this is the bottom of the barrel? Number 3 is a German masterpiece that is so fundamentally broken, it's currently the subject of a massive class action lawsuit. You need to see why. Taking the bronze medal at number 3, the latest Nissan Qashqai, a car that proves all new usually just means new ways to go broke. This mild hybrid is overcomplicated nonsense. We're seeing starter generators die at just 20,000 kilometers, a $2,000 repair on a practically new car. But the e-Power version is the real disaster. It drives like an EV, but brakes like 3 cars combined. We've seen head gaskets blow at 15,000 kilometers and inverters that fry themselves to the tune of $4,500. The suspension? Mechanics say it's made of cheese. Bushings disintegrate and control arms bend under normal driving. When a mechanic tells you they see more 1-year-old Nissans than 10-year-old Volkswagens, you know you're in trouble. But if you think this is bad, number 2 is a luxury SUV that's so unreliable, it's currently the number 1 reason for mechanic burnout in Europe. You won't believe which brand just self-destructed. Our runner-up at number 2 is the Mercedes GLA, a vehicle that successfully combines premium pricing with budget-tier reliability. This car brings absolute shame to the Mercedes star. Under the hood lies a Renault-sourced engine that is a total disaster. We're seeing coolant leaks that cause instant hydrolock, literally exploding the engine from the inside out. Experts warn that every GLA owner needs a $5,500 engine fund before they even hit 60,000 kilometers. But the real scandal? The transmission. It's a defective $5,000 ticking time bomb that Mercedes refuses to recall. From panoramic roofs that spontaneously shattered to a computer system so glitched it calls emergency services while parked, the GLA is a luxury branded trap. Mercedes is now ranked 28th out of 32 brands for a reason. And this car is that reason. If you think a Mercedes failing is shocking, you aren't ready for number 1. It is the single most expensive mistake a car buyer can make in 2025. This isn't just a bad car, it's a financial apocalypse. And taking the crown at number 1, the ultimate vehicle mechanics are literally begging you to avoid the Range Rover Velar. Starting at over $65,000, buying this isn't a lifestyle choice, it's mechanical suicide. Under the hood, the Ingenium engine is a financial death sentence. The timing chain is buried so deep that a simple failure requires 25 hours of labor and a $10,000 bill just to see the damage. If the valves are hit, you're looking at $16,000 for a new engine before your first major service. But the scams don't stop there. From air suspensions that collapse every 20,000 miles to electronic door handles that trap you inside during the winter, the Velar is a biblical disaster. It's the only car where mold grows in the cabin within months and insurance companies are straight up blacklisting owners. With a 65% value drop in just 3 years, it's not just a bad car, it's a $75,000 bonfire for your cash. The truth is out, and it's a wake-up call. These 17 cars represent a dark era of automotive engineering. Complexity without reliability. According to 2024 DECRA data, these models account for 31% of all major mechanical failures despite being a tiny fraction of the market. We're talking average repair costs of $2,800 a year, 3 times the average. But here is the real kicker. The manufacturer's new. Internal documents and whistleblower reports prove they were aware of these defects, yet they chose to sell these financial landmines to families just like yours anyway. So, what's the move? If you value your bank account, stick to the legends. The Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, and Mazda CX-5 are still the kings of the road. They might be boring to some, but I promise you, there is nothing more exciting than a car that starts every single morning. Avoiding these 17 isn't just a tip, it's financial survival. Which of these nightmares shocked you the most? Have you been a victim of these money pits? Drop your horror stories in the comments. Let's warn the community. And if I just saved you from $15,000 mistake, smash that like button and subscribe. We're exposing the truths that dealerships are desperate to hide. See you in the next one.